There we go. Sorry about that. I was muted. I am back now. Hello and welcome. I am Jonathan from LearningWorks for Kids. I have JR and Shanna with me today. Here at LearningWorks for Kids, we look at games as not only fun, but also a way to help learn real-world skills. For more information, please check out our website at learningworksforkids.com or the What Is playlist here on YouTube that goes through the various thinking skills that we may talk about today. We also have more game and skill-specific online courses available at lw4k.com and some online teacher-led classes at outschool.com/teachers/lw4k live. The links are in the description of this video below. How you guys doing today?
I'm pretty good. I am ready to talk about our games of the year.
So am I.
Cool, yeah. So today's going to be a little bit of a special episode, stream for us. Usually we tackle one game and we kind of deep dive into that one game, but because we're near the end of the year here and we have an edited video coming out before then, showing off some of the group here, our games of the year. But we decided to stream a little bit of each of those today. We were going to do 4. Unfortunately, Evan won't be able to be with us today. But stay tuned for that edited video to see what his game choice was. But yeah, this will be the last stream of this year, and stay tuned to see what the new schedule looks like. If there is a different schedule, we'll see going into next year. We have that live with LearningWorks playlist on YouTube here for the schedule. But yeah, we're going to start out here with Shanna's pick, Kirby and the Forgotten Land.
Yes, I am excited that we started with the best. So Kirby and the Forgotten Land was my pick for Game of the Year. And you can already see there are some Waddle Dees rocking out in the corner there. What else do you need in a game? I love this hub. This is actually I mentioned it in the video, the first Kirby game that I have ever played. Like, we did not have a Super Nintendo, we didn't have an N64 when I was growing up, so I did not really know, like, what the hype was about. But I heard that this was, like, the first true 3D, like, kind of open world Kirby game, and I was super interested. Look at this. I mean, that's really all. That's all I want out of a game. So yeah, so I picked it up and I checked it out and I played it 3 times.
Wow,
and
how good
and I still didn't do everything.
How good at this
I'm not very
mini game did you get?
I got very good at the mini games. And I ate a lot of Kirby car-shaped cakes.
Yeah. I totally whenever I get a chance to go to Japan, I'm definitely going to the Kirby Cafe.
Yes, I got so jealous of those pictures that I kept seeing on social media of these delicious, very cute, but very real Kirby cakes that you could buy there. But yeah, so this is kind of where Jonathan is running around. This is the hub world, and so the premise of the game is that all these cute little, like, Waddle Dees have been kidnapped, and you are going through the levels and you're finding them. You can rescue them, and then they come back here, and they kind of, like, there's, like, not much of a town at the beginning, but Jonathan's is obviously more fleshed out because he's got a lot of Waddle Dees that he rescued. But they really build up
This is an end game here, so
yeah, so you've got these, like, gashapon machines here. You can get, like, little capsule toys. You can go and upgrade your weapons. There's a cafe. There's a coliseum where you can go and, like, do some pretty intense battles once you finish the game and you're looking for an extra challenge. There's other mini games up here, so there's, like, it really gets fleshed out as you play through the game, so there's an incentive to keep coming back to this hub world. And Meta Knight is just chilling up in the corner there.
DDD as
and
well.
King DDD. Yeah. So, like, every time you come back, there's, like, there's just a Waddle Dee reading a book over there in the corner. It's a cute way to do a hub world. And yeah, you can even go in the cinema and see, like, the cutscenes that you've unlocked so far. Yeah, and then you can listen to the music, which is really, really good. the soundtrack for this game was one of my favorites this year. So, yeah. This is I mean, this is just the beginning, but we can head to the world map and see what a level looks like. I don't know, what is your so we talked about this game. We did a live stream of this one earlier this year.
Yeah.
But do you want to what is your history with Kirby, Jonathan, and then JR? I don't remember if JR you were on that stream, but you can let me know too because I've forgotten what is your history with Kirby?
I don't think I was in that stream. I think that was. I think there were three, but I think that was with when Ryan was with us.
Yeah, he might have been on the stream with us that time.
Is there a
Yeah.
before we get into it, is there a favorite level you'd want to show off?
I like any of the ones with the water, and the level that had the cheetah as like the one with the circus. So I think you're in the mall at that point. Danger under the big top is the fight.
That's the fight, yeah.
I did not. The House of Horrors is a good one because that one I really needed persistence because I kept getting knocked off the platforms, but I really loved the look of it, so I kept angrily coming back to finish it. But yeah, this whole one is like a circus, like fun house theme, and it's pretty cool. But I loved looking at any of the ones that had water in them because the water in this game looks really good. It looks pretty, it's just so pretty. Even like the things that are like a little spooky or drab, like are still really good looking.
I remember one with like a lot of water.
I think it's one of the very first. We can do the haunted house one. Or,
Yeah.
the House of Horrors.
I don't remember
Yeah, I
what
hated those aliens.
yeah, what game or what level we checked out in that previous stream.
We did I think we did the cat. We fought the cheetah.
Okay.
I don't remember her name. Played it 3 times. I should remember her name.
Ah.
Oh
Yep.
no. Dang.
But here you can see Kirby doing his classic, like sucking up the enemies, and you can use them to as projectiles. But there are other things that you can do. Like now he's got, what is that one?
I've upgraded a lot of stuff.
Saw blade.
It's the cutter, but now it's the buzzsaw cutter. Oh. But yeah, my history with Kirby. Probably similar to yours actually. Like, I played, though I did play what's the yarn one? Was that just called?
Kirby's Epic Yarn?
Yeah, that was played that. Like I played a lot of the Wii ones. But nothing really earlier than that too much, other than like dabbling on the Nintendo their online game thing or their mini console. The first one was like a weird combination of smaller games, right? And they've all kind of been like that, or a lot of them. Just recently we've been also playing an older Switch game, Kirby Star Allies, which is more traditional, but that one's 4-player co-op.
Yeah, I think we did a review on that one. I did play that one, but I didn't count that when I said I've never played a Kirby game before because it wasn't the traditional.
Yeah.
Oh, the light bulb. So this is a new feature. So mouthful mode where Kirby tries to eat something but can't quite do it. So he takes on like the ability of it without completely consuming it. So it's nice because you can still keep your power. So we've still got the buzzsaw, but now he can illuminate where he's going so that he can see where not to fall off the platforms.
Or that.
Yeah, if you're like me, fall many times. But yeah. And there's other ones too, like obviously like you can become the car, which is my favorite. or the traffic cone, which is really nice because like it's very satisfying when you like jump and like smash a hole in the ground using the pointy bit of the traffic cone. So I think they were really really smart in the way that they designed these mouthful mode things that he can do. You got a gachapon.
Oh, alright, I fell.
Oh,
That's right.
well, speaking of falling,
This guy. Did I completely?
I'm good.
Oh, go back. There it is. Oh,
Ooh.
Almost. I love this level because it's like the neon paint has a real like 1990s skate university like roller skating
yeah.
rink feel to it. But it's like it's a little distressed too. So the world of this, the story doesn't really address where you are, like what
No.
world this is, but it has like a real like almost post-apocalyptic vibe to it, but everything is still like pretty colorful and like life is thriving. It's just it looks like maybe Earth. It has a lot of Earth-like features, like skyscrapers and stuff, but none of them are like, but they're all pretty damaged.
Like a cheery apocalypse.
Oh.
Cheery apocalypse. Oh no.
Ooh.
Yeah, they really Nintendo does a great job with just nailing their design and aesthetic and making it look nice on a now kind of dated system, or even when it launched a dated system in a way. They still make good looking games.
Mm-hmm. I'm curious, did you use the co-op mode? Did you do
Yes.
co-op mode with Waddle Dee?
Yeah, we played the game entirely in co-op mode.
So, for those that we're not able to do it today, but if you do co-op mode, you can play as Waddle Dee, who has a spear, and he's pretty much a straightforward fighter. I think he just uses the spear, doesn't do any of the copy abilities. But if you have a younger kid or someone who's just getting into video games and isn't really sure, like how the controllers work, or it might be frustrating to like add all these mechanics on top of it, they can really just smash that one button and still feel like they're doing a lot of damage.
Yes. And they, like, if they get too far behind, it kind of drags them along. Which is, like, good for, like you said, like, younger kids. But if you're two adults wanting to enjoy co-op mode, it's kind of lacking, I guess.
I mean, there are some adults in my life that I know that probably would be, comfortable just doing that.
Yeah.
Like, maybe not wanting to, like, really care too much about the mechanics. Like, for me, even, like, I picked a couple of those copy abilities and really invested in them.
Yeah.
But like obviously I didn't even see this one because I didn't do this one. Oh. This is also one of my favorites because he really can't do much, but he can shoot cans of soda, but you do run out eventually. So you've got to be careful with how you use them.
There's a nice attention to detail too with these soda cans. If you're playing co-op, you can spit one out and the other person can drink it for health.
Oh, that's neat.
Because like food is the health resource in this Kirby game.
Mm-hmm.
There might be a mission to all those.
I do also like, if you're playing with a younger player, there's so much in this game that you can just explore, you can wander around, and every time you'll find something new if you're like really dedicated to just kind of looking around the world. And there are some like this where you don't have much time to like look and explore. But there are certain areas like where back there Jonathan had, like he went down into like a little hole and then found something by like going through this little tunnel. There's tons of that in this game. So you might have missed it the first time, but you can pick it up the next time. And then it gives you this very helpful thing, like, did you get all the Waddle Dees? And here are some other objectives. So if you do it the first time, you can go back and clean up, basically. And I always felt really bad when I missed a Waddle Dee. Like, I didn't want to leave one, like, imprisoned in the level.
Yeah, they kind of treat the Waddle Dees like Mario Stars or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like 5 challenges per level, or it was 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
Show off one more real quick.
What about the ice one? That one's tricky because you like the windy freezing seas, because you really have to use your focus to pay attention, because the level itself is working against you to complete it. It snowed here today, and it is icy, so it kind of feels like this.
Yeah. Definitely feels like that here
the
right
wind was kind
now.
of like this. Yeah, but you have to use like Jonathan is using the fence as a way to, defeat that enemy without getting blown off the side.
Oh.
I always feel
But
bad
you're
about.
constantly needing to. Yeah.
I always feel bad about taking out the enemies in Kirby games. Because
They're
just
so
like
cute.
animals.
They're so cute. And
for
like
this
some
thing.
of them, like,
I don't know what that is.
yeah, it's like an angry Cubert. I mean, this guy's angry, but he's still really adorable too.
Yeah.
But yeah, especially the little raccoon looking, like the Tinykin looking ones that are, or the red pandas, whatever they are. They look like they're just sometimes on a bench just hanging out or like taking a nap. I always left those alone in the earlier stages. I did not want to knock like a raccoon off a bench that wasn't doing anything to me.
You get to be a rolling.
This game also goes to some, like, I was not expecting, like, I will not spoil it. I was not expecting the ending that this game had. Like, I thought it was a pretty, like, it was going to be, like, just, like, a really light, fluffy romp.
No.
And it was for a lot of it, but it did get pretty emotional at one point, which I appreciated, because, like, it can be a story for kids, but you can also appreciate there's a little more complexity if you're an adult or you're an older kid who, wants to get into a story.
The final bosses in Kirby games tend to be, I would say surprising or unusual, but because it happens so much in Kirby games, it's maybe not so much, but if it's your first game, like, well, what is that thing and what happened here? These guys, I don't want to, or this weird turtle thing.
I know, they're adorable looking. Yeah, my favorite are the little red panda looking guys. But I love this too. You can like use the ring to like steer the boat by like pushing air through it. It's just very well thought out. And it is very satisfying when you're able to break something, like really like destroy something in this game by using your abilities. See, look at this guy.
No, I don't want to hurt that penguin.
A little beanie. He's just making a snowman.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. Just one piece of feedback. He looks like a little squishmallow. Like I don't want to attack that. Yeah, that would be my one piece of feedback in this game. They need they need to make the enemies look a little less like I'm hurting a stuffed animal that I love.
Making the monsters, actual monsters.
Yeah, like even this seal, like I'd hang out with that seal. Maybe he's just having a bad day.
No way, that seal had it coming.
I mean, these guys
So
are
are these
these guys
guys.
have anger issues.
Well, man, with fire is always anger issues.
But yeah, this one now you need to be careful not to get pulled into the icy lakes. But this one, Jonathan, can you describe this one, the copy ability you're using right now? Because for someone who hasn't played the game, this looks crazy.
What
It's
is
just like a
it?
pile of garbage.
What is it called again? I don't
Right.
remember. Try to look. Like pops up sometimes.
Yeah, I think it pops
Oops.
up when you get like a different ability.
Yeah,
Like if
basically
you
just
took someone else's ability. But basically, yeah, it's just like it throws a bunch of like junk, like springs and like projectiles. But yeah, you can turn into this like almost like a Katamari
yeah.
where you just like roll
Yeah.
and do like a bunch of damage.
And this
My
is
favorite was always the fire one, pretty straightforward.
yeah. As you can see, like this level, speaking of the fire one, it has these little secret things. Like if you had the fire one, you could melt this block of ice, which unlocks that lift for mouthful mode. Oops. A cutter. This is a needle. That's what it's called.
The needle, yeah.
And I upgraded it to the cutter needle. But I'm pretty sure that lift does something up here if you have that.
Yeah, so that you can do multiple playthroughs, or you can plan out, like, if you're thinking like, well, it's icy, like fire might be helpful. Like you could try that out and see, see what it does for you. I don't think that there's nothing that would keep you from progressing in the game, but
No.
there are like little hidden things that you can find based on which powers you take with you. Nice. I wish they probably are in Japan. Like we probably just didn't get them. I wish they had the gashapon, like the figures here, because I'd like at least one. I have a Waddle Dee amiibo, and that's it. But I wish they had some of those little like action figures in real life.
Right.
Yeah, I like that.
The junkie car.
Junk car.
yeah, like the junk car. I want that one.
With the
But see
cone
that
mouth.
one, I
Where'd they go?
Cone mouth Kirby. He doesn't look unhappy about it. He doesn't look like he's being traumatized by not being able to swallow the thing. So
Yeah, it's a good game. Good game from this game
Yeah.
for sure.
yeah, it was definitely the one that I played the most consistently, and the one that I kept wanting to go back to. So yeah. Thanks for playing it,
Yeah.
Jonathan, so that
Yeah.
we
Pretty
can take
neat
a look at
game.
it.
Oh,
You
yeah,
got
I should
quite a
show
few gashapons.
yeah, let's
Got
just
quite the
show
collection.
this collection. I'm not complete on volume 1 yet, though. Surprising, but
Hmm.
I'm sorry. Can you go back to the left for a moment?
uh-huh.
That dog in the little hard hat, like
Um,
next to the bee, like caterpillar looking guy. Go down
oh,
one
right
and then
here?
to the left.
This guy? Bernard?
Who would you kill this
Well,
guy?
he's an expert
Like-
marksman. Pew, pew.
He's an expert. He has an old timey like sailor, like a pirate pistol.
Oh, yeah, I
Expert
forgot about that.
Yeah, look
marksman.
When
You can look.
you
You
can
can
look at
beat
him.
Kirby
Yeah,
looking at it.
and you can put
I
3 of them
mean-
on your fireplace mantle in your house, which is cool.
Mm-hmm. Again, if you have younger kids, like you can do a little bit of the decorating. You can put Kirby to bed, which
Mhm.
actually does have a function. It will
Yes,
it will
it'll
heal him
you.
up.
Yeah.
But it is also just nice. Yeah, you have a few to catch, but like you got way more than I did. That's the rocket from the coaster. Yeah, there's just a lot of replayability in this game, which I enjoyed too. Oh.
Yeah. I don't even know, like, are all these in the gachapon machine? They must be, but I feel like unless they're later. Like once you beat the game, it kind of opens up the extra hard levels.
Yeah, which have
Uh,
a quite a difficulty spike. The game itself was that's we didn't say that. You can play in 2 different modes too.
yes.
So if you're playing with a more casual gamer, there's the springtime mode, which is a little easier, and then there's the I don't know what they call it, but it's just the regular mode. I don't think there's like a hardcore one until you beat the game, and then that's like the shadow levels.
Yeah. But yeah, that's definitely
All right,
one
well
of
that's
my favorite
Kirby.
games
That's
of this year as well. Good choice.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
we're gonna get to
Kirby,
Jonathan's a little bit later, but the next one that we're gonna do is JR's.
great. Well, this will be nice. Well, I guess unlike for Kirby, this one will be more. I don't really want to say relaxing, but definitely is like a very slow game.
There were parts of your game that I found very relaxing, and then there were other parts that were extremely stressful. Um,
There are some
because
stressful parts.
mm-hmm. Should we what it is while Jonathan is getting set up?
Oh, sorry, Shane. I probably couldn't hear you.
Oh, I said, do you want to say what it is while Jonathan is getting set up, and maybe we can talk about why you picked it?
Yeah, well, Jonathan gets set up. So I pretty much about Stray is that essentially it's a walking cat simulator in like the most basic term. It definitely has deep exploration into it. Where you have to go explore around, not necessarily too much like open world, but it definitely has a lot of lore hidden within it. Definitely get to mess around as a cat and solve puzzles. And also just some really stressful sequences where you have to run away from these alien parasites that consume the world, talk with robots, mess with robots, and keep chatting with your companion. I believe it was BD12. It's been a while since I last played Stray. And why I picked this as my game of the year is that I think it just has like a really great charm to it that I don't really get from a lot of games. Not only that, it's very just a fun game to have overall. It's not very long. It's very neat. And not many simulators let you become like an actual cat. So I thought that was pretty neat too.
Yeah, I did. I love this game too. I didn't finish it, so I couldn't say that it was my favorite of the year because I didn't get to finish it yet, and I've been asking JR not to talk too much about what happens later because
Right.
I didn't want to spoil it. But I love like like the opening sequence of this game is heartbreaking in like in a Pixar level way where you're a cat and you're just palling around with your cat buds. We might see it. I don't know. Jonathan, did you start playing this game, or are we
I
gonna see it from the beginning?
Yeah, I did start, so I'm not sure like where we're headed here. I'm only uh not very far into the game, maybe an hour or so.
Okay.
Um
So yeah, you're a cute little orange cat and just a sweet little tabby, and you are palling around with your other cat buds, and you get separated in the most tragic way uh imaginable, and you
And
fall many levels below like what appears to be the surface of the earth, and um, you enter this place where you're just kind of exploring, and like
and
JR said, you're exploring like a cat, not a person who is
yeah, so
playing a cat.
that's yeah, so that's a different set of executive function skills that you have to use. So instead of just being like a normal person, you have to think like a cat. That takes some self-awareness and some flexibility. So, oh, the
Yeah.
rooftop areas.
Oh, I hate like I'm looking at that tower and already like I'm so irritated because it's not great. So yeah, you're a cat. You can see like you've got your little backpack on, your little harness that
Oh
has
yeah.
B12 in it.
Yeah.
Um which is the name of the company, I believe, that
Yeah.
made the game. So the robot's name is B12 as well. It was a small French developer, but they released it through Annapurna. But it's just gorgeous. I love the lighting in this game is so pretty. Even like it's just like a garbage heap, but it's so pretty.
And
It's like I said with Kirby, like it could be like an
Oh yeah.
apocalyptic
For sure.
situation, but it is so beautiful. Don't attract
yeah,
meow.
Why
and
are
I
these
guess
things?
oh the parasites.
Oh no. Yeah, you gotta run,
run.
man.
You gotta run, man. You gotta run. Uh-oh, run. Shake them off. Shake them.
Oh.
Oh, jeez.
Speaking of which,
So this
why
is
would I
where
want to
when
track them? Why? It said
well,
like
you
press
can
0
lure
to.
them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can lure them into like if there's like a place where you could trap them or like where you could lure them and then like quickly run away. Um yeah, when JR was saying that this was like a super casual game,
Until that
it is
happens.
it is
Well,
very
I did say
it's
that.
casual like until you see the parasites. And then it's like, oh, now this is a game where I need some skills. And I found that often like that part of the game like I did not
So,
enjoy as
so
much.
for Jonathan, I think you can try attracting. Oh, well, never mind. I think for like the attracting, I guess like you can
Can I-
circle around. Oh,
Oh, that's not good.
oh.
I was trying to jump up
So,
there. It's very specific with platforming.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
right.
Which can be like it's fine, like it's better like if you're just exploring to like, oh okay, I have to go to this side of the box. But when you're trying to run from these parasites, it is so tricky like to figure out like you know, sometimes have to be like where you die a couple times and you're like, oh, I need to be on this side of the box or I need to go to this side of the platform. Um so
yeah, you
but
have
it
to.
looks really good while you're doing it.
Yeah.
So, I think for this one, I guess you can try attracting them and then go onto those beams on the left. That gives you time to.
And they not
Yeah,
fall
like
Yeah, because I don't
there?
think they follow. Yeah, they won't
Yeah,
follow
they
you.
can't.
Okay.
I think that's the thing is that they
Whoa,
can't
whoa.
follow you
Oh,
on
that
beams.
one.
Oh, okay, well, never mind.
Well, now they all fell into the
Never
pit,
mind.
though. Oh, not all of them.
Well, there's also those ones up there.
Will they respawn?
Not,
Well, but
no.
I think some of them will keep coming. I don't know if this is
Oh,
like
wow.
the part where that happens, but
Well, I think he just murdered all those, the other parasites, so that makes it easier.
Yeah.
Oh. And the problem is that they're smart too, so you had to think quick.
yeah, that you definitely need to be able to like change at a moment, like where your plan did not work. You've got to adapt.
Okay, it just.
This is another one again,
saved,
like
So that's helpful.
yeah, that's good. Like this is such a weird one to put against Kirby because everything I said about Kirby I'm saying about this one, but I love the soundtrack in this game too. It is like it's kind of like in the background and you don't notice it until you do,
yeah.
and it's really well.
Yep. And then there, yeah. I think the only thing I really do love is the dedicated meow button.
Yes.
Yes, that you can just meow. I love how much effort they put into making like there might be like a little bit of bugginess to this game, but like they've really made this cat look and
Act.
feel
Yeah.
like a cat. Like the motions of it, like even when it's like scratching the carpet, like everything about it looks so much like a cat. And I think that's what really resonated with a lot of people.
Right. And this is the type of lore building here. Understanding why humans went extinct and the parasites themselves. And B12 needing to remember the past because poor robot had memory loss.
This is one of the, yeah, you can see how many memories you've helped B12 regain. This is one of many games this year about like robots and like humanity and using robots for like for work or like becoming a robot. There was also Citizen Sleeper, which we did a review on, which was a really good text-based game. There was Hard Spaceship. I can never remember
Shipbreaker.
the name of it. Yeah,
Maybe on
Shipbreaker.
the left.
Noticed early on, back to that meow button, I noticed early on at least it was like sort of a light hint system. It would like
Right.
activate the lights and stuff in the world to kind of like show you where to go, but I don't know if maybe it was just happenstance that was happening to me, but
I
it's not really
think
doing anything now.
I think that was B12 trying to guide you.
Okay.
And then after you got B12, I think that was it. I think they just left the meow button in there because why not? It's also a good way
This
to
cat's got some
attract parasites.
skills.
Oh yeah.
It's also like one
Yeah.
of the smartest cats ever.
Yeah. I do like though that like you are like just a cat. You don't have like, you know, like a gun strapped to you except for when you
Like a cat.
do. But like you don't have like special powers, like you can't fly or anything like that. You just, you know, you need to solve like some physics-based puzzles with like, well, what could a cat do in this situation?
I think it just might be on the beam, Jonathan. Yeah, I think it's just that one. Okay, so this one you have to lure the parasites in through those trapdoor system. Yeah, so you have to. Well, make sure you don't do that again, because then they'll unleash house. So I think there's another one on the other side, but you have to jump there. So you have to time it. At least I think so.
Like I need to move that.
Oh, never mind. Back away. Run. There you go.
Yeah, jump over here. It looks like I need to get into that barrel. Can I lock that door on the other side? Maybe I just need to be quick.
Actually, no, I think you can, but you need to like, yeah, and then
There
jump
you go.
immediately. There we go.
Now they're on the other side.
There we go. My bad. I think it's been a while since I last played it.
But see, this is the trial and error process that you must go through to play this game. And you need, like, I don't know, for this particular level, like, a lot of self-control, because there were times, like, over by the tower, which we're gonna get to, that I lost so many times and needed to take a break from this game for a bit.
Right.
This is the first I've seen of this
like
goop. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you haven't
Oh,
seen this? It's
yeah.
like weird, like fleshy stuff, like growing over everything.
Yeah.
It's very unsettling. But yeah, we haven't met any of the robots or like humans are gone. There are no humans in the game as far as
Yeah.
you know, unless it happens later and I don't know about it. But the robots are such charming characters too, and you really like feel you like want to help them. Well, not all of them. Some of them
Yeah,
I think
maybe not
later.
all of them.
Yeah, but the ones you meet in
But
this level are all very like, you know, like they're just trying to make it in this in like the slum area of this game. Like this is like the bottom of the bottom.
Yeah, so I guess not really a spoiler, Shan, but humans are extinct. That's no doubt about
Okay.
it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I figured
so
they weren't making a surprise.
you know, they're unfortunately they're still surprise human. They're extinct. There's no doubt about it.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. I didn't need I didn't need humans in
Yeah,
this game.
They all went to Mars. It's fine.
They all went to Mars, yeah.
you know, they
But
all
like
went to
even like those,
Mars.
yeah, like all these like little pods with like what will become those parasites
Yeah.
like hanging out is very ominous.
So you can actually stealth your way through, Jonathan, like right there in the middle of those boxes. Right, when you're right a little bit like those boxes right there. I think you can stealth your way past them, but you have to be like very careful not to bump into them. If you try running past them, you might not make it. Oh, I think on your left. Yeah, like just be very careful.
Whoops.
Oh,
Ah.
never mind. They found you.
Oh no, never mind. Just run, just run.
Okay, there you go. Never mind. I should have just said ran. Oh, this one you'll need to run.
Can't seem to.
Oh.
Whoa, they can jump.
Well, good thing they're not too smart.
Well,
Yeah. Good thing about these parasites, they're smart, but not that smart.
they remind me of water bears of like the tardigrades.
Yeah.
But they're
Mm.
like that drank a whole bunch of soda or something like are like way faster.
Yeah, this one. Mm.
There's
I
a
think.
memory over here.
Oh yeah, don't forget the memory.
Remember. Mm.
Oh yeah, the jerks.
Yeah, that's what the robots call them.
So, I think for this one, you may have to unlock the door and then lead them around. Yeah, to like those boxes right there on the right. And then quickly lock the door.
Man, Jonathan, you picked like you started playing at the most
Perfect.
tense like
uh. Yeah, is this like the hardest part of the game?
it was certainly the part that I like stopped and started many times because I was so frustrated.
So just trying to remember like how I did this the first time. So I think the problem is trying to get the barrel out of the locked door, but make sure the Zerx doesn't come after you.
I don't
think-
remember. Will they come after you if you're in the barrel? Like, will they go inside the
Yes.
barrel, or is it?
Yes. I remember that. So I think taking the barrel out now, wait for the Zerx to come
Then
and
luring them
then
back over.
lure them in. Oh, or not. I take it back. Oh, where's some Zerx right now? I think they can cross. Yep. And oh, run, Jonathan.
I don't know, I want to take these guys out.
Oh, if only. Use your big claws.
Holy cow.
Ooh. Yeah, they love jumping. I think you're safe from that.
Mm,
Yeah, this part I did
Oh
so
no.
many stupid times.
Uh-oh. 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 Gotta run, gotta run. Oh, gotta run. Run in circles. Oh, gotta run in
Yeah,
circles.
you can't just wait.
Oh, am I?
Yeah,
Okay.
unfortunately you can't wait. You gotta run in circles.
Yeah, you just gotta be.
Okay.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
I think you're
So
a little too
Oh, I see.
slow.
yeah, so that happened about 300 times before like I was able to avoid them long enough for the elevator to come down. Um, so yeah, this was an exercise in self-control.
Yeah, so unfortunately gotta run around a little bit and then get inside as fast as you can. Oh, yeah. I think one more lap you should be good.
Still not open?
Um, yeah, I think maybe on top of the elevator.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think you can get to it from the boxes.
Ah.
There you go. I think you're
Look
safe
at
for now.
you.
Nice. Oh,
Yeah, they are like mutated tardigrades.
Again, this is another one like too where like humans tried to do something to make it easier. Like, oh, we created these things to like eat the garbage that we make and they mutated and now this is
right.
why like everything looks the way it does. Um, so a lot of like
Yeah.
environmental messaging too in games this year. Um,
All right. Oh, I think we gotta get up top. Hmm. Well, I used to look a little purrs from the tabby.
mhm. We did miss my favorite part. I think a lot of people enjoyed it, like when the harness gets put on the cat for the first time,
Yeah.
and it just like rolls around. Like,
It's
what is this
they
thing?
have peak cat animations in this game all around.
Mhm.
Uh,
Just like a real cat.
yes.
We're helping out a robot trying to communicate with his friends. I try to like be as much cat as possible when I'm playing too. Like if I see a stack of books I can jump onto, I will just knock it over.
Yeah, do you?
Of
Yeah,
course.
I often found like I scratched like every surface that it
Yeah.
would let me.
Don't forget to have the cat drink some water too.
Yep.
Yeah, you can like lap at puddles. It's kind of like a Wall-E situation.
Yeah, I
Like,
was gonna say.
um,
Yeah.
but also a little darker because it's too late. Like, there's no one
Yeah,
left.
the humans are gone.
Mm-hmm.
It's only the
But the
robots
robots.
and the
No,
cats.
maybe they're in a giant city spaceship like in Wall-E.
Yeah, maybe they're in a spaceship with John C. Riley.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Um,
maybe that'll be Stray too. In
Great
space.
too. Yeah, cats in space. That'd be great with like a little space helmet. Um, him and
Little cat
B12
suit.
palling around. Little cat suit, yeah. No, I hope they don't
Oh,
make a sequel to this game because like it seems like it was like they meant to tell a story and like it should probably wrap up there.
well then again, maybe Stray 2 can just be dog.
It could be
Yeah,
yeah,
there you go.
straight
Maybe a
to
little,
now we're talking
Oh,
dogs.
this is a wall I need to.
maybe a little Rottweiler. Ah, yeah, it's gotta
Your
mark your
claw marks.
territory.
That's my wall.
It's very
My rug.
satisfying.
Oh, and the rug. Oh yeah, that's Jonathan's rug now. Oh, stack
But
of
look at
books.
it's so good.
Yeah, these are books. These need to get knocked down.
Oh, yeah.
Just like run through them too. I love the design of these
Oh,
houses too. So cool.
the little ball.
Yeah, I'm just gonna.
Oh,
Oh,
that's just. Oh, snowed.
yeah, that's quite simple.
Mm.
I mean, just
Yeah.
my memory banks.
Oh, it's just simple code. Poor
Also case
robots.
sensitive. No, I'm just gonna play with this ball for the next 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Pretty sure that's what anybody ever did. Is just play with the ball.
Why is this
Books.
ball in this robot's apartment?
I don't know.
Well,
Maybe they
remember
had a cat
people
once.
people lived here before. Maybe
Oh.
they did have cats.
Yeah. A lot of lucky cats here.
I think for.
Oh yeah, this is funny too. Anytime you put a
Oh,
paper bag on
the
your head,
paper
your
bag.
controls get backwards or reversed.
Inverted. Oh yeah. Oh,
Can't.
that poor cat.
Hmm.
I remember doing that. I got the achievement for it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think there was an achievement for. Oh no, paper bag.
Hmm.
Honestly, I kind of view this as like the world's smartest cat because it's able to understand everything the robot said.
Yeah. The robot is doing like 2 translation layers or something, I guess.
I love that how the cat's able to just understand.
Or maybe the robot's just talking like as if the cat's understanding, but the cat's just like whatever. That's weird.
Just a cat.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, Earth is that old. Like I care. I'm a cat.
The way that they talk too, almost reminds me of Katamari, the how the king talks
Yeah.
to the prince. It's like that record scratching.
Oh yes, the bucket ride. Whee.
There are prompts sometimes for that, but
Sometimes
Not
it's
that
just fun.
time.
Oh.
Whoa.
Wow, Jonathan, you hate those chairs.
Sometimes the physics get
Wow.
weird.
You launch that thing into the stratosphere.
Ah, here's our robot.
Yeah, these two hooligan robots were tossing paint at each other and often made messes down there.
Yeah, I feel that like even when you leave that one robot is eternally like trying to scrub the paint that they made the mess with.
Oh, basketball.
I made one earlier, so I think I'm good, but that white bucket over there? Oops.
Yeah.
Have you seen The Musician
Yeah,
yet?
I need to go to him. No, I'm not ready for the bar. I'll see you later. I have to talk to some people.
Just leaving there. It's like, hey, wait a minute, where are you going?
You got to
Crazy.
advance the story. No, that's
Sales
the like you
guy.
can buy stuff.
Yeah. Right, the barter
Yeah.
down here. I have a bunch of music notes
Oh,
for him.
there he is.
I have a lot.
Yes. Oh, yeah, this nice little scene.
It is, I mean, like, it's just great. There's just a moment where you can just relax, listen to some music, kind of take in, like, the atmosphere. But it is so weird that it is, like, compared with those moments where you were, like, being eaten by parasites, earlier. I also love that his guitar is, like, a gas can.
Yeah.
Like, that they're just making stuff with, like, the trash that they find down here. But they're, like, living, like, whole lives down here.
Yeah. Oh, another one. Oh.
I mean, this is kind of a perfect song to be running around with a bag on your head. It sounds like a little goofy.
Well, we could probably move on, do you think?
Yeah,
I
I
think
think
it's
we've
a
seen
good
a
place
good
to
amount of
stop.
it.
I think it's a good place to stop.
I'm definitely gonna finish this one in the new year. Even though there's parts of it that are frustrating, I like the world, and I want to find out what's going on in the story. Yeah, that's a good place to leave it with the kitty taking a nap.
Mm-hmm. Perfect place to end the Stray playthrough.
It was a good pick, JR. A good game for 2022.
Really did enjoy it.
Hey, Evan's in the
Oh,
chat.
and Evan.
Hey, Evan.
Hi, everyone. Hope all is going well. Yep, everything's going well, Evan. Hope everything's going well over where you're at.
Yeah, we were talking Kirby. We just finished up Stray, and we're gonna move on to Jonathan's game of the year in just a second.
And that will be the stream today.
Yeah,
Even the artwork is cool.
Yeah, on Stray.
So, like, yeah, it's very simple, but I love the language too, like the robot language. But
That's a very unique language art to it.
hmm
Actually, kind of like a series of extended languages. I know some people know it's Korean mixed in with
oh, really? Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, it might be where it's borrowing a lot of like the um like the spirit of a couple different languages to put together. Um
Right.
I was writing our review for our nostalgia posts. So if you want to look at or watch reviews for games that are a little bit older but can still teach you something, I we're going to be posting one for Final Fantasy VII, the original, pretty soon. And I see there's so much Japanese in that game, like in the original like map paintings that they used. So so it was fun to like go through and see like how much of it I could read, and how much I still need to study.
Right. Um, right.
And we should talk about other like specific games that we enjoyed this year that we're not highlighting today.
Yeah, yeah, there were. I mean, the one that I that I probably put the most hours into was Vampire Survivors. That was a game that no matter what, like even if I had like a very long day and didn't really feel like getting into like a story-based game, I would come home and I would still put quite a lot of time into Vampire Survivors. And it just at the Game Awards they announced that it was released on iOS now, so you can actually play it for free um,
Ooh.
if you have an iPhone. I don't know if it's on Android, but it is on iOS now. So, and if you play it on, if it's like $5 if you want to play it elsewhere, but it was just completely addicting and became kind of my relaxing game of the year, but it just I don't know. I think I think Kirby had a lot more to say about it other than like I really liked hanging out in the world of Kirby more than the world of Vampire Survivors. But yeah,
That's fair.
what about you guys? What were some of the other ones that didn't quite make the cut?
Uh, I guess I'll count. I don't know if it really count this one, but I guess Grounded is another good one.
Yeah, that
Since it
one was
got a
really good.
full, since it did got a full release this year, and that one is definitely a lot of fun to play through. But it's just kind of like another survival game. While it is kind of like Honey I Shrunk the Kids, it's still kind of a like another one of a million survival games that I've already played. So I thought Stray was more unique to me.
I liked Grounded. I liked the Honey I Shrunk the Kids vibe to it. That like, you could be building like, kind of like Subnautica, like or like yeah, you said any of the other survival games, but it's unique because you're kind of playing with that scale where like everyday objects are like huge, which might segue nicely into Jonathan's game uh of the year where you're using everyday
Tinykin.
objects. Yeah.
And then Evan, nice. Sorry for the last minute change. I wish I could showcase Xenoblade Chronicles 3, and his is Pokemon Legends Arceus. Yeah, unfortunately, I couldn't showcase Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
Mm.
But yeah, I know Evan really enjoyed Pokemon Legends Arceus. Did you also play that one, Shayna? I don't remember.
I did, yeah. I played Arceus and then I started playing Pokemon Violet recently, but I really liked Arceus too. Um that came out so early in the year that for some reason um it took when I looked at the list of games that came out this year, I couldn't believe that that was one that came out this year. This year has been so good for releases, but I really liked the it was the most unique Pokemon game I've ever played. Um and I really liked filling out the Pokédex. That is the thing I enjoy more than like the gym battles and stuff when I play Pokemon. It's just like learning about them and collecting them. So that one actually, I like the world of Violet, um, but I really liked the collecting of Arceus more. Um, But this game was this one that Jonathan picked was my number 2 game this year. And Jonathan and I fought over who got to pick it for game of the year. Not really, but
No.
but this was a very, very strong contender. They were like head on Kirby and these little adorable aliens were neck and neck. Because I loved I only played this game once, but it was enough to make me love it quite a bit.
Yeah, some other ones. We did a live stream showing off Tunic. That is definitely one of those that it didn't make my like the best, but it was up there for playing this year, I think.
I was really hoping Tunic would win something at the Game Awards. I think it was a tricky year for indie. There were so many good independent games that came out this year, and that one was just so pretty.
Stray got so many nods where I think like it's good, and we just highlighted that, but I don't know. I feel like it almost got too many things.
He even got like a Game of the Year nominee for it.
I think a lot of people liked that game, and I think it's because of the stuff that we highlighted. It's just fun to be in that world and be a cat. But this game didn't even get a nod.
No.
And like this is one of the most fun worlds like I was in this year.
Yeah, I was like
it's
thinking.
So creative.
Yeah, I was thinking back about like all the games that I played this year, and like this game I probably had the most fun playing this year, and that's why it made my personal game of the year.
This is another like Where is Humanity game.
Yes.
Like
but
because, like,
a lot less dark.
A lot less dark, yeah. So you play like an astronaut who gets shrunken down, and you're exploring this world like that is a house. It's just a house. And there are like bug civilizations that have taken over, but there are like political factions, and like there's like a religion based around like a compact disc that is playing like a song. There's so much good writing in this game. Like every little character has so much to say.
Yeah, and the main loop here is you go into a room, which is a level, and it's kind of like this open space you can explore and collect. It's, you know, a 3D platformer, so there's a heavy emphasis on collecting things, but it's never overbearing. And you can
when I played
help
through
out these guys.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
No, when I played through, I did like the old school Polaroid. Yeah, when I played through it, I did a couple of those side quests, but I kind of mainlined it and just went for the like collecting the pieces of. You're trying to build a machine that will help you get back to where you came from, and each room you're collecting like a piece of that machine, and there are all these other side things that you can do, help out these like bugs with their problems or find things for them. And I kind of did them organically as they came up, but others I did not. But if I played through a second time, I'd want to do like a more thorough, because it feels like you can be in this one room for like hours and not see everything that they have laid out for you.
I fully completed this game.
And I love the theremin. Like, again, the soundtrack of this game is also
really
very good. It's very playful, but also has like that old school sci-fi like vibe to it. And I don't know, maybe you can talk about this more, Jonathan. Like, I don't know how to describe the style of this game. So you've got like 3D computer generated backgrounds, but you are like animated, and so are the Tinykin, which are the little alien guys.
Yeah, they're very much like old school 2D sprites, obviously like up, scaled up for modern stuff. But the world itself, is 3D, with that similar, I guess, texture work added onto the models. Give it this cohesive, I don't know, storybook, comic book look, I guess.
Mm-hmm. So you go around and you collect those like little squishy egg things, which
Yeah.
have Tinykin in them.
Are these little guys
And
following
then,
me around? There's different kinds.
so right now Jonathan's got the pink ones, which are used to like move heavy objects. They're very strong. And then the red ones, which are like volatile and will blow up. So if you throw them at like matchsticks, they'll light something on fire, or they'll like cause like a little bit of an explosion. And you have to have a certain number of them depending on the situation. So you got to collect as many of them as you can in order to complete different objectives. Like this, if you fire them, they release that spider from its cocoon, and now you can skate to that area over there. Or here.
Shortcut.
Now you've got like a little shoelace. Yeah.
One of my
So-
guys is carrying a keyboard key, or a play key for the cassette player, or the CD player, I should say.
Mhm. I found that by accident on my first play. Like, I found that before I even knew what I needed it for, and I was like, why
Yeah.
are we carrying this thing around? So, like, it's really neat that you can experience the story in a couple different... It doesn't really... You have an objective, but it doesn't make you do it in a certain order. Like, you really can just explore like you would if you were an alien on, like, a planet of bugs.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, the freedom, once you're in a level is really nice. And I'm
And then
collecting...
this is, like,
yeah.
nectar?
Yeah, I'm collecting
Yeah.
all this pollen, because you can use that with somebody to increase your bubble, which is your ability to float. The little soap bubble.
So that's kind of like the Kirby, like, where he can, like, take in some air to save him from, like, falling into a pit. You've got a little bit of, like, breather room. But yeah, it doesn't last very long, so you need to be, like, careful of, like, where you land. Like, your character can't go in water for some reason, even, like, tiny little puddles. So sometimes there are levels where you have to, like, really avoid. But I love this where you can get up super high and just see the whole layout.
Yeah, a nice tip here is you can use your binoculars to... it'll show you kind of where people are, or like things are, that like quest items and stuff.
I did not know that. I did not use those once, so I will definitely do that on my next playthrough.
Shana went in blind.
I went in blind. Yeah, no, no. I play video games in the messiest way possible. I just go in and, like, you know, I was running around, like, I'm terrible with maps too. So, like, remembering spatially where things were, like when I got that play button, trying to find the CD player again, like, I just was wandering around for a while. It's definitely something I struggle with in games, is like not having like a sense of where I need to be. But it was nice because then I found a whole bunch of stuff that I might not have found otherwise if I had just gone right to the CD player, the main thing. Nice.
Yeah, some of these sort of objectives give you the pollen. Some of them are like key things, like Shanna mentioned.
Ooh.
Did you have a I know we're playing the first level here.
Yeah.
Did you have a favorite level, Jonathan?
The bathroom's kind of silly and fun.
Mm-hmm. That's where there's a party going on in the bathroom. I think it's like is it the centipedes or the...
I don't remember.
One of the bug factions is throwing a party, and the other one doesn't like the party, so they're messing with each other, and you kind of have to be the peacekeeper.
Yeah. They all come together, though.
Mm-hmm.
bubble is not going to be long enough to...
You can see that this already looks pretty complex, but by the time you get to the higher levels, like the kitchen, like those are pretty intense and pretty like there's a lot of like layers to things that you have to do. So it does increase in complexity, but it never felt too difficult. Like if you had a kid, this is like the perfect game. There's not too much going on. You might have to read to them. There's a lot of like text, and there's no voice acting as far as like understandable words, but
yeah, if you're ever in an area that's like, there's nothing here, peek around another corner, check out another couch. I also like how context sensitive everything is. It's very smart about like just making it a very streamlined experience. Yeah, speaking to what you mentioned with the being a slightly more kid-friendly game. It still has the complexity of controls, I guess, because it's a 3D platformer, but it's a pretty good first one, I think. It's casual too, like you don't really have to worry about enemies. The challenge is just the platforming and finding things.
Which there were some parts of the platforming that were a little I wouldn't even call them frustrating. They were maybe just a little more challenging than others, but yeah, I think from a level like you don't have to like Stray, you don't have to run from anything. In Kirby, you still have enemies that you're going up against. But this one is really just kind of like rewards, like looking around and exploring. And you have a little soap bar that you can skateboard on, which Jonathan did earlier, but is just beautiful.
Speaking of tardigrades making another appearance here.
Yeah, another appearance in this stream.
I just love how they use like everyday objects to build all the aspects of the game. And it has like nostalgia for me being a kid from the 80s, VCR and stuff.
Yeah,
VHS tapes.
so it's in the 90s, but
Yeah.
does it specifically say what year of the 90s
No, I don't
it
think
is?
so.
So you'll see like all these things like from like VHS tapes
That
and like
Polaroid.
there's like a CD player.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Polaroid camera, but all of it is like even if you're a kid who was born, way after that stuff, like you still know vaguely like what everything is, or there's some mystery about what is this thing.
Yeah, the bugs kind of like have their own spin on everything too, right? Because they don't have the context. All the soda cans here are used for construction.
Yeah, and there's mythology that they've created, like they have their own stories about like these everyday objects. So even if you know what they are in the real world, in this game, like they have a completely different purpose or story behind them. This is another game where humans don't really matter very much in the overall gameplay.
You love their little yays.
Yeah.
They've got like a real like Alvin and the Chipmunks like sounding quality to them, but yeah, they're very cartoony.
Their intro animations are amazing as well. So
Yeah, when you
hopefully-
discover a new one.
Yeah, hopefully we can see one of those.
Yay!
Yeah, those are the pink ones that are like super strong.
Yeah, I started the game fresh and played a little bit last night for this first level to get a little bit, because I didn't want to like, once you go, you can't like reset a room once you're done with it, so I had to kind of reset the whole thing.
Mm.
What
And
are you playing this one on, Jonathan? Is it Xbox?
well, right now I'm playing the PC version. It is on
Oh, the
Game.
PC
Yeah,
version.
it is on Game Pass. So if you have a
Mhm.
subscription to that,
Yeah, I think this is the only game that we highlighted that if you have Game Pass, you can try this one out for free.
yeah.
Or you can give it a try and see how you feel about it. But I would highly recommend it before it disappears. Like at least giving it a shot.
Oh.
Remember how? Oh,
Oh. Ow.
there we go.
Oh, very bad. Windy.
Alright, I need that seat, don't I? Okay, a button. Yeah, all the rooms have like an item that is sort of coveted, and you have to help them out in order for them to want to give it up to you. Alright. That's the CD.
That is nice too. You can go and see, like in case you completely forget what it is you are doing.
Yeah.
You can go and see what your objectives are.
Yeah, and it'll show you like the side objective stuff too. Oh, I didn't realize my cursor was on the screen there. Sorry about that. The sub objectives there, and the number of Tinykin on the bottom there, the three sort of relic things, and then the total pollen, and then bubble, I think. So if I talk to the coffee person, okay. There we go. You can use the binoculars to point you in the direction of those relics, the CD where it's at right now, and then also this coffee person. I think he's a coffee person. I don't know what he does. He makes coffee drinks out of pollen. And he'll give me a bubble once I get through the first
Nice.
first objective, and then you can see once I collect the 1,000 or whatever in this level, it bumps up to 1,600. You don't have to collect it all, but you can if you want.
Yeah, and I found increasing the bubble stamina, like I only did 2 or 3, and I was still able to finish the game.
Oh, okay.
So if you have like, again, a younger kid who doesn't, doesn't do all that.
by completing the main objective, you get that item for completing your ship. Yeah, you see when I highlighted that, it said I needed so many Tinykin. So you gotta find the right amount to do certain things.
They're pretty generous with it, though.
Yeah.
There were only like 1 or 2 times where I had to go, like, looking for more of them. This is nice, too, because once they have the object, they can tell you where to go.
Yeah.
This guy's great. Ridme.
Yeah, he's sort of your guide.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. I'll just move on for the sake of video here. The Tinykin won't come with you.
Yeah, that's the thing. You need to build it up each time you go to a new level. And then this is like the hub of the, like, you come back here after every room.
So this guy's kind of tutorializing that thing, the soap bubble thing that I mentioned. Gives me a... Give me one for free.
Hey. Free bubble.
I love his voice.
Really has like an old sage vibe going from.
Yeah, he's. Oh, you can see like there was like an ET like VHS cassette.
Oh, is there?
Or like it was just a bike and a moon, but like
Oh, okay.
the vibe was
you get
there.
the idea, yeah.
Yeah, you get the idea.
He's holding an LED as a cane, sort of.
Mm-hmm.
Of course. At whip ship.
I like all the rooms. Like
Stuff is
this
pretty
one's
good.
fun too, the little aquariums and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this one is pretty good. I think the kitchen is my favorite. It's got a lot of complexity to it, but it's also fun.
Kids room too is good. Like
Yeah, the kids' room is really good too.
The car tracks. Mantises.
You shall not pass. Oh, how these need to get to the way.
Here's some new ones.
Oh.
For some reason, the Tinykin really like Milo. You can see their purpose here. They will provide a rope. And once you get a lot of them, you can really go places.
How many are there? There's like 5 or 6 total, right? 5 or 6 different types.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 different types.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think of what the last one.
The
Oh,
bridge
yeah, I
ones?
remember. Yeah, they
Yeah.
fold and make a bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're all very clever. Like every part of this game was very well thought out. Even like the mechanics of like how to use each one of these little guys.
Mm.
And you never have to like worry about them, like other than the number that you need for something. Like your platforming is completely independent. You're not like trudging them along or anything. You can always call them. They will come to you no matter where they are.
Does that happen in Pikmin too? Can you? I know you can whistle, but like, can your Pikmin like get lost if you like leave them behind too far?
I think
Like if they
so.
put you too much
I mean,
distance?
I know they will die, which is always heartbreaking.
Yeah.
You have to be a lot more careful
Mm.
with the Pikmin. And yeah, I just love how smart the game is. It's like what you want. It knows what you want to do.
Yeah. And it feels fun every time. Like every time I built a tower of these guys, it felt fun to do it each time. Like it wasn't like, ugh, like none of it ever felt like old or exhausting.
Yeah, probably a good look at Tinykin, my favorite game of this year. Trying to think of other games that that are on the friendlier side that were a lot of fun.
Mhm.
I'll say that a late year contender came out a little bit later um, than I would have liked this year was Marvel Snap. I played so much of
Mm.
that game, um, and like they'll be doing a new battle pass I think starting in January, but that game came out in I think October, and I sure did play a whole bunch of it. It's a great one for if you're out and about, um, and have a few minutes, you can do a quick round.
So much
Um,
variety. Like it's almost
mhm,
overwhelming as far as every time they add a new season with a bunch of new cards or whatever, and
mhm,
figuring out new strategies or whatever.
mhm.
It's a dangerous game, but a lot of fun.
It's But I did like that, it's one of the card games that you can play that is a little simpler. So like if you wanted to get into like a collectible card game, it doesn't have as many rules, I feel, as some of the other ones do that can be like kind of inaccessible for younger kids, especially. I feel like I don't know, a kid could get Marvel Snap. Um, and I don't know if they could get like, I don't know, Magic the Gathering, for example, can be a little tricky,
Yeah.
or like Hearthstone. But yeah, no, that was another one that I was like wrestling with. Like, did I play this game enough to justify it? And it just it I played Kirby way more and enjoyed it just a little bit more than I did that and Vampire Survivors. But
Um, I actually really enjoyed my I know we did it last week, but the Sonic Frontiers was surprising for me that I enjoyed it as much as I did. From what I played.
yeah, that's one that I didn't get to check out this year, but I did watch the stream and got a good look at it. So that might be another 2023. I'm looking forward. 2023 is going to be
Yeah.
quite the year. I'm
Yeah.
super excited about Hades 2 in early access. I didn't get to
And
play the first
then
one in early access, but I um, sure will try and do the second one. Um, as soon as I'm able.
And
So,
then coming in February will be Hogwarts Legacy. If I remember. Van was a Harry Potter fan,
Yeah, I'm really curious on
yeah.
how that one's gonna be.
so that might be a good game to check out. But I think one I'm really looking forward to is Spider-Man 2.
Mhm.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, those first two were
Yeah.
some of the better open world superhero
Oh
games.
yeah. I
Mhm.
really love the those Spider-Man games, so I'm really excited to see how Spider-Man 2 is going to be.
Mhm. Jonathan, what about you? What are you? I have a guess what you're looking forward to
It's still
the most next
it's
year, but
still Tears of the Kingdom. Is
mhm.
definitely my most anticipated. Um, Breath of the Wild is my favorite game of all time, I think. And I could see ways of them improving that formula, but even if it's like just another one of those, I would be completely happy. It's been a long time. Um,
You've been waiting a long time. I think that was your most anticipated
Last
game
year, yeah.
last year for this year.
Yeah.
So, mhm.
Um, well, they showed it off way too early. Like, what was that? I feel like
Mhm.
2019 or something.
Mm.
Maybe even earlier
Right.
than that. That first peek at, I think it might have been during the either the game awards or whatever. But um,
Mhm.
yeah, other games from this year that I really enjoyed. I have to get back to Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope. I think I left off where we did in the stream, and I have to get back to that game. We did a stream of that earlier.
Yeah, that's a good tactical one for, yeah, again, like introducing you. I feel like Tunic introduced like kid-friendly Dark Souls. Like
I don't know, those boss
Mario
fights though later on like
they're pretty tricky.
are pretty intense. And that's like kind of the part that held it back for me. Like I still think it's one of my favorite games of this year, but the two aspects, the boss fights can get dreadfully hard, and then I guess in a similar way of a Souls game. But also like I love the freedom and the like finding things out, but I feel like it takes it almost too far in some aspects where it's like I am wandering for an hour and a half and haven't seen the thing that I need to see to progress. And that can be a little it's nice exploring, but it can go on a little too long in some aspects and feel uh I don't have as much freedom and time personally to do that, where it gets to feel a little frustrating after a while. Um, I have to step away and come back to it. But yeah, that it's still a great game, and building out that manual is a lot of fun, and learning a lot from the game via that way, and learning the hidden language in there and stuff is is amazing. But those those things brought it down. It would early on. It was like this game is going to be my game of the year, but
Mhm.
those things sort of held it back. And then Tinykin was just so much fun to play from start to end. Uh, Nothing really dragged it down in any way for me. Um,
I will say that I think Disney Dreamlight Valley gets an honorable mention just because of how much time I put into that game. Um, I think that I've been missing since Animal Crossing isn't doing updates anymore for the game. I was really missing like
Right.
walking around and palling around with like, you know, fictional characters in a like a more relaxed setting, and that filled the gap for a while. Um, I could not eventually, like, I just couldn't handle there were too many quests, too many things, and I was getting more stressed out, I think, than relaxed um by that portion of it. But it was fun to hang out with Wally and Remy for a while this year.
yeah, I
Yeah, so that was
yeah. Go ahead.
yeah, sorry. Yeah, I guess that game was a bit of a surprise about how much fun it can be, but how much frustrating it can be at the same time.
Yeah, and it's still in early access too, so I didn't
Yeah.
know if it would count this year. Um, because they might do something, there might be wild changes to it by the time it's like officially ready to go. But
Another
yeah,
one
I
of
enjoyed my
those.
time with it.
Yeah, another one of those is Coral Island. That's also on Game Pass.
Mhm.
It's worth checking out, but it is very, very early at this point. But I felt
Mhm.
what I played, I'm kind of waiting, I guess, until they do more. Even though I think there's a lot in there right now, worth checking out. Um,
Mhm.
and I feel like it looks better than Disney Dreamlight. It doesn't have your favorite characters, obviously, but it's maybe uh, slightly better looking and slightly less rote as far as activities. um,
Yeah, I really liked I watched the stream that you did of that one, and I really liked the animation style, like the artistic direction of that game. And it looks like a very like Stardew Valley was trying to do with like the relationships that you build like with these people feel almost like real, like relation doesn't feel like you're just talking to like a character in a game. um yeah, I'll be interested. I'll play that one definitely when it's like more widely available. um but yeah, I wanted to get into Harvestella this year, and I did not have time
yeah,
to sink into a Square Enix JRPG plus Farm Sim, which are just like the two biggest
yeah,
time drains that I can think of.
I
Um,
need to
but it
want.
looks so good. I do want to try it. It looks so like the graphics are gorgeous, and I do love a good JRPG. I don't know how the farming fits into it, but
yeah.
I'm sure
I've heard
I'm
it's
sure it's
more.
great.
I've heard it's slightly more RPG than farming, which disappointed some
Mhm.
people.
Yeah. Yeah. So, we'll see. I think I've got a bit of a backlog from 2022 because there was just so much stuff that came out. Um, but yeah, do we wanna call it there and um
Yeah, we can call it there unless JR had another game that he'd like
yeah,
to
do you have any other
mention.
ones, JR?
I mean, a couple, but they're not really kid friendly,
Yeah.
so it's probably best not to really mention this.
You could mention by
Yeah.
name. I mean, I know you probably liked God of War or whatever, but we don't have to get into the details.
Yeah,
Or Elden
I
Ring.
really did enjoy the God of War sequel. That was really a highlight for me. Uh, wasn't sad that they didn't win Game of the Year. They already won one in 2018. So, but yeah, it's just overall a good year for games. Hopefully,
Surprising.
2023 will
Yeah, it
be a
was,
better year.
yeah. It was kind of a surprising, like a lot of these indie or smaller games, and then I think Nintendo actually had a surprisingly strong year with Splatoon 3, which is another one we can mention.
Oh yeah, Evan's
Um,
probably pulling his hair out. We didn't even mention Splatoon 3.
we were gonna highlight Xenoblade, or Evan was going to. That's definitely from what I understand. I haven't played it myself, but it's a popular one that deserves mentioning. The Kirby game, obviously, like a really good outing for that. The Nintendo had a lot of like strong first party games, especially compared to the other two big ones out there. I'm
but
probably forgetting something.
from some of their like less not less known properties, but like less popular maybe, like Splatoon and Kirby, um and then Xenoblade. They're not like the Mario or
No,
like the Zelda of
yeah,
Nintendo, but they got like their time to shine this year.
yeah.
So that was great. And I did like I can't believe I forgot about Splatoon. That was like the first person shooter-esque game like that I ever played. And it does get you ready for those games too. And they just did a whole like new thing with like I think there's like 12 new weapons and two new locations, and um so that game just keeps adding stuff.
Live Alive was kind of a weird, like, I haven't played it, but it looked kind of interesting, and pulling that out of nowhere. That's why I'm always like excited about Nintendo stuff sometimes, is they just like, here's this game like you didn't ever think you would see or whatever, or some new game that like comes out of nowhere. Um,
I think that they're doing a much better job, and I hope that this is a sign of things to come about localizing and bringing back some of those games that were really popular in Japan but didn't get to the States for whatever reason. So, like, fans, I guess, of that game have been asking for this for such a long time, and now to like see it is really good. And they released that Pocky and Rocky Reshrined, which was a Nintendo Super Nintendo game, but they gave it kind of like a new life this year with there were like new levels to it, and the graphics of it are just like gorgeous. They're retro style, but they are so cleaned up, and the music is so good. It was kind of an addicting dark horse game this year. Um, but yeah, hopefully that means that they'll be bringing a lot more of those over and localizing them so that people get to experience them here.
oh, a weird one, like the whole Playdate thing. I don't think we ever featured it here, but
I don't think any of us ever were able to get one.
I have
Um,
one.
Right.
oh, did you get one?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
It's a lot of fun, and it's like a weird, quirky little thing that has a lot of like. It came with a whole season of games that are for the most part like pretty friendly and silly or fun or whatever. They have a lot of things there. Um, it's a weird thing that came out this year that was fun.
We might have to do a feature on that, especially if one of us gets a Steam Deck. We can do like a like other hardware that came out that was changing, like game changing.
Yeah,
I didn't get one yet, but it's on the horizon. So,
yeah. That's a
JR,
good.
you're looking at the chat. Does Evan have anything to add?
Oh,
I don't know
he's
if he just popped
no
in for
he
a second.
no he
I
left.
think all he said what was good luck, guys.
Yeah.
I'll keep this up for now.
Yeah,
I
I
gotta
think he's
get
got a
going.
busy day. So,
Yeah.
in and out.
Poor Evan.
But yeah, you can see Evan's game of the year in the spotlight that we're going to be putting out pretty soon. Um, but yeah, I think
Yeah.
that'll do
And,
it for us.
for our last stream of the year.
Oh. Yeah, so
Yeah, so
again, stay tuned for our schedule for next year, but yeah, thanks for watching today. Please check out our other content here on YouTube, which includes some much shorter and edited game spotlights. We also have longer form reviews and playbooks on our website at learningworksforkids.com, and some online classes at lw4k.com, and teacher-led courses on Outschool. The link is in the description of this video below. So yeah, stay tuned, and thanks for joining us.
thanks everybody. Happy holidays. Have a safe new year.
Yep.
Holidays.
Bye, everyone. Happy
Bye.
holidays.